What's up, guys? It's your girl Age, and I am back to talk about book 3 in the Mead Mishaps series by author Kimberly Lemming. It is called That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Human. Here, guys, we get an awesome surprise because we get to see what happened to Cinnamon's little sister Cherry that went missing all those years ago. Remember, she got swiped up by a monster in the bayou by their house. It turns out Cherry was stuck on an island and being held captive by a dragon named Gideon. Cherry had made multiple attempts to try to escape the island, but she was not able to get off the island. She had been being taken care of by these frog people who can't really speak to her, but they do kind of treat her well. They kind of feed her, all that good stuff. Meanwhile, Dante, remember Dante is the other dragon. He's a little bit older. He has the silver hair. Well, he was incredibly jealous that Felix and Fallon were able to find their mates. Because in the first book, Cinnamon got with Fallon. And then in the second book, Bree got with Felix. Well, at the end of the last book, Dante sets out and he goes out into the world to try to find his soulmate. This is where we leave off with him. So Dante, he ended up going to the island that Cherry was on. And he ends up running into Cherry. He is captivated first by her smell and then by her beauty. He knew that he instantly had to make her his and have his claim on her and have her claim his magic. So it's the same typical type of imprinting on Cherry, just like the other two had imprinted on the other girls. So they end up leaving the island together. Dante takes Cherry to his mansion in the middle of a bare freaking ice wasteland. So where she can't really escape. And also when she's inside, she can't escape because she doesn't even know where the door is. His house is so big. So the wasteland basically has super strange creatures. And it has a lot of old stuff in it. But let me explain. So the mansion, it has hot springs and it has a lot of expensive stuff for Cherry to go through. And some of them she even can claim for herself. Dante, we didn't know, is incredibly rich and he can basically teleport to and from his mansion. But we'll get to that later. He doesn't want Cherry to leave because, he believes he found his woman. That's his one. And, he imprinted on her. So it kind of gives me Beauty and the Beast vibes as well because Dante is real stubborn. He has a bad attitude. And, he's been by himself for a long time. And Cherry, she's way sassier than Belle. I'll give her that. Belle was a little bit, she's sassy, but Belle was mostly sweet. Cherry is sassy. Okay. So also what gives me Beauty and the Beast vibes is that they're moving objects in the house and this big ass library. Except even though Cherry claims that she can't stand Dante, she does kind of think about his body a lot. Dante is really handsome. He gave her whatever she wanted in the house. Remember I told you she could take a lot of stuff for herself? Well, he just gave it to her because he has so much wealth. And eventually she would give in and give him what he wanted as well. So in the story, she eventually ends up taking his magic because they ended up fooling around a little bit. Now, in this story, we get to meet more mythical creatures like the cat that seems a little bit off to Cherry, but she can't quite put her finger on it. They have these things called Harrys that Cherry has to defeat because they're trying to literally kill her for their dinner. Cherry absolutely loves riding on Dante's back while he's in his dragon form, and she even was able to touch a real phoenix. To Dante, they are basically already married in his head and he's planned out their future together forever. He is also trying to figure out where Cherry lives because you gotta remember, Cherry won't tell him. Cherry does not trust Dante. Understandably so, because he's basically holding her captive again after he just saved her from her other captive. So, he thinks that he's very controlling. He thinks that it's love. But but he's gonna have to get out of those controlling ways if he wants to mess with Cherry. Basically, in order for them to see eye to eye, he's gonna have to loosen the reins. It was also funny that Dante kept going to Fallon and Felix to kind of get advice on how to woo Cherry as well. In addition to the mythical creatures, this book has zombies, killer bees, demons, gladiators, and sex in a public maze. Cherry has to, at one point in the book, save Dante from being used as a gladiator. And once Dante woke up after basically being, drugged, he just basically fucks up everything in that city. Now, there is something that I wish would have happened. Like, we should have got a little bit more time with Cherry and her family at the end when she returned home. I would have really liked to see that, the dynamics, like give us a epilogue of like, oh, 1 year later, or even like 6 months later, have Cinnamon like pop out a baby or something. So hey, Miss Lemming, if you're listening, if you want to do a book 4, come on right on and do it. I want to see some hybrid dragon babies. Thank you. So the next part that I want to talk about is I want to go through my feelings that I have while reading the book. And I can appreciate how incredibly doting the men are in these books to their women. I wish men were like this in real life. Like, I wish all men were like this, just attached to the one woman and able to give her the world, and like just want to give her the world. Screw if he's able to, like he wants to give her the world. That is how life is supposed to be. And this book is it's a feel-good book. Another light read like the rest of the series. It has amazing internal monologues that like Cherry has in her head, just like how Cinnamon did, how Bree did, and was before her. Cherry is very quirky and she's very charismatic, much like her older sister. So what type of read is it? It's a lighthearted read. It's good natured and it's hilarious. It's funny. My rating, nothing too hard on the emotions. I still need to come up with a better like book rating system, but it's not hard on emotions at all. Like, this is a real feel good type of novel. And also Dante and Fallon are brother-in-laws. The cover. So this one as well has a original cover, which is more like cartoonish, and then it has a kind of more realistic one. I personally live for both of these covers. I really like them. Both Dante is carrying Cherry on his back on both of the covers. The older one, Cherry is like pouring beer into Dante's mouth. In the newer, more realistic looking one, she just holding the beer in her hand on Dante's shoulders. And the newer one is more detailed. You can see Cherry's abs. She's more curvaceous. And it's more of a grown-up feel to the newer cover. On the original cover, Cherry looks more childlike to me, but it's still absolutely adorable. Now, on the newer one, Dante, you can see more of his chest out, his arms and muscles. He still has his silver hair on both of them, but I think his horns look like way cooler on the second cover, like the newer cover as well. So, that is my take on That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Human. So, y'all, tell me what y'all think. Until next time.